Welcome to class 3 of the LofiStack Way. In class 2, we talked about how to think like an engineer. Today, we go one step further. This is not a Go High Level class. We will not build anything today. Today is about the first hour of a project, the hour before you open any software. Here is why this class exists. On the service side, most of our problems are not build problems. Our team can build, our problems are planning problems. The pattern is always the same. A project starts, somebody opens the CRM on day 1 and starts making workflows. On day 9, we find out the phone number is not approved, the client never sent the content, and nobody has the DNS password. The build was fine, the plan was missing. Today, I will show you how to stop that. We take one client message, we turn it into a mind map, and we turn that map into a plan. Steps, bottlenecks, conditions. The method has 5 steps. You will use these same 5 steps on every project for as long as you work here. Step 1, split. Break the message into 4 lists. Step 2, translate. Turn every need into a capability. Step 3, map, draw it. Step 4, plan. Steps, bottlenecks, conditions. Step 5, confirm. Send your questions back before you build. One rule holds all 5 steps together. Do not name a single tool until step 3 is finished. The moment you say, I will build a workflow before you understand the job, you have stopped planning. You have started guessing. This is a real message. The name, the number, and the email are removed. Hey, we talked to your team last week. We need to sort out our lead situation. Right now, everything comes to the front desk, and half of them never get called back. We run Facebook ads, and we also have the website form. Also, we have a lot of old patients who haven't come back in a year. Would be good to reach out to them too. We use Dentrix for the patient records. Can you set something up so nothing falls through? We want to launch before the end of the month. Also, my partner wants to see numbers. He keeps asking how many leads we got. Read it one more time. Now be honest with yourself. What did your mind do while you were reading? Most people read this and immediately think Facebook lead form, one workflow, one pipeline, done. That reaction is the mistake this class exists to remove. Step 1, split, 4 lists. Solve nothing yet. First, the outcome. In one sentence, what do they actually want? Every new lead is contacted quickly, old patients are brought back, and the owner can see the numbers himself. Notice something. That outcome has 3 parts. The third part, the numbers, came from the last sentence of the message. Almost as an afterthought. Learn this. The last line of a client message is very often a whole extra deliverable. If you miss it, you deliver the project, the client is still unhappy, and you will not understand why. Second list, facts. Only what they told us directly, 3 lead sources, half are never called back. Dentrix for records, an old patient list. 2 decision makers, end of the month. Third list, assumptions, what they expect but never said. That we can connect to Dentrix, that the old list can legally be messaged, that somebody on their side will answer the leads we send. Every assumption is a risk. The client is not hiding them. The client does not know these are questions. Fourth list, unknowns, what we must ask before we build anything. For this project, there are 7, and here is the teaching point. The unknowns list is not proof that you failed to understand the message. It is proof that you read it properly. A person who comes back with 0 unknowns has not read carefully. They have only agreed. Step 2, translate. Take each need and turn it into a capability. A capability is what the job must be able to do. It is not a product name. Half of them never get called back, becomes respond instantly, assign an owner, and keep following up until somebody answers. Facebook ads, website form, front desk becomes collect leads from 3 places into 1 place. We use Dentrix becomes exchange data with an outside system. My partner wants to see numbers becomes reporting the owner can open by himself. Now look at this one. Launch before the end of the month. That is not a capability. That is a constraint. This matters. Deadlines and budgets feel like requirements, so people put them on the map and the map becomes noise. Keep constraints out of the map, they belong in the plan. Why does this step exist at all? Because if you go straight from the message to the tool, you build what you already know how to build instead of what the job actually needs. Capability first, tool last. Step 3, map it. The outcome goes in the center. The capability areas become the branches. Under each branch, you write the real items. And only at the very end do you write which tool owns each branch. 7 branches for this project. Capture, respond, see status, reactivate, connect, send safely, report. Now the tools, capture is GoHighLevel, respond is GoHighLevel workflows, status is a pipeline. Reactivate is a spreadsheet first, then GoHighLevel. Connect is Make or Zapier, but only if there is no direct connection. Send safely is GoHighLevel plus the client's DNS. Report is a dashboard. Look at what just happened. We never asked what tools do we need. We asked what the job must be able to do. And by the end, the list of tools was already there. That is the whole software list for this project. And now it is defensible because every tool on it is attached to something a person asked for. There is a second thing the map gives you, and it is easy to miss. Look at branch 5 and branch 6. Neither of them is a build task. Both of them depend on somebody outside our team. You could not see that in the message. You can see it in 1 second on the map. You have seen the map. Now I will show you where you draw it. We use one tool. It is called draw.io. You open it in your browser. Nothing to install. It is free. You do not need an account. The file saves to your own computer, so it sits in the project folder next to the proposal. In your class files, there is a file called LofiStack map. Open it. The first thing you do is file, then save as. Give it the client name. Never edit the original. The template is already in the correct shape. You do not build the layout. You only fill it in. Fill it in this order. The outcome goes in the center first. 1 sentence. What is true when the project is finished? Then the branch names, big steps only, not small tasks. Then the real items inside each branch. This is where the client's actual words go. The tools go in last. Always last. If you write the tool first, you will choose the tool you already know. You will not choose the tool the job needs. The rows below are still empty. That is fine. You fill the rows as you learn the answers. When a branch depends on somebody outside our team, you turn that branch orange. Click the orange example. Copy style. Click your branch. Paste style. That is all it takes. Orange means one thing. We are waiting on someone else. It could be the client. It could be their phone provider. It could be another company. When you see orange on a map, you plan for a delay. You do not promise a date you cannot control. At the bottom, there is a second tab. That tab holds the finished map for Bright Smile Dental. When you are not sure what good looks like, open that tab. This is the LofiStack standard. Every map we make is made this way. Step 4, plan. The map told you what? The plan tells you 3 more things. In what order? What will slow you down? And what changes the shape of the project? First, the order. 12 steps for this project. Step 1 is the client call to answer the 7 unknowns. That one blocks everything else. But look at steps 3 and 4. Submit the phone registration, set up the sending domain. They are near the top before we build a single workflow. That is not an accident. Let me show you why. A bottleneck is anything that waits on another person, an approval or real time. You cannot work faster than a bottleneck. You can only start it earlier. Here are the bottlenecks in this project. Text message, registration, days, sometimes weeks. It needs the client's EIN, domain and DNS verification, hours to days, and it usually needs their web person. Dentrix access. Many practices do not have API access on their plan. Facebook page, admin access. It needs the owner, not the marketing person. Permission status of the old list. That is a legal answer, not a technical one. 5 of those 6 say day 1. Now, here is the most important idea in this class. Write it down. the bottleneck is almost never the build. It is access, approval, and waiting. So you find every bottleneck on day one, you start all of them on day one, and you build while they wait. Go back to the client message. We want to launch before the end of the month. Whether we make that date is decided in the first 24 hours. It is decided by whether somebody submitted the registration and asked for DNS access. It is not decided by how fast anybody builds workflows in week 3. The third part of the plan is conditions. A condition is an if-then rule. Each one changes what you build. You write both answers before you start. If Dentrix has API access, we build a direct sync. If not, we build a scheduled file export, and we say that in writing. If the old list has proof of permission, the full campaign is on the table. If not, that is a decision, not an assumption. The safe answer is usually the verified part only, and sometimes the honest answer is that the branch comes out. If the phone registration is approved before build day, we launch with text and email together. If not, we launch email only and turn text on later. We do not quietly delay the whole launch. Every one of these rows is a conversation you would otherwise have in week 3 in a bad mood with the client asking why it was not included. Having that conversation in week 1 in writing is the difference between a service business and a shop that argues about scope. Step 5, confirm. You have a map, you have a plan, you have 7 unknowns, now you send them back. Short message, every question has a reason attached, and the 3 questions that control the deadline are marked as the ones to answer first. The client now sees a person who has understood their project, not a person asking for information. And I want to say this clearly to the whole team. On day 1, this message is the deliverable, not a workflow, this message. That is the method. Split, translate, map, plan, confirm. Before you watch part 2, do this. Take the last client message you received and run the 5 steps on it. On paper is fine. In part 2, I will show you the second situation when the client sends a long project description instead of a short message. And then I will show you how to do all of this with Claude and Gemini Notebook in about 2 minutes. See you there.